Hello and welcome to our very first episode of Spill the Cha, where we break down everything and anything to do with the Asian norm. I'm Susan.
I'm Sharon.
And today we'll be talking a little bit about where Spill the Cha came from, how we developed it, why we've created it, and then just talk a little bit about our backgrounds, ourselves, and all the trials and tribulations of being Asians and growing up within a Western world. So, Spill the Cha, how did we create this? Why did we create this, Sharon?
Well, it was all about our...
That was exactly it.
That's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened. We just kind of like fell out of pause, didn't we? Over lunch one day.
We did. I think basically we were talking about everything and then we realized there was...
so many I'd written a book about empowering women and, and like being Asian and going through certain situations as an Asian, which, and a lot of time they just aren't addressed. And it just becomes a taboo. We don't talk about things openly. Everything has to be low-key, behind closed doors, like a facade. And we're not about that life, really. Are we, Susan?
No, I think also when we were talking about things, we kind of crossed over a lot of similarities, even though we're both from... yes, Asian backgrounds, but still very different because you're Indian background.
Exactly. I'm fully Indian.
And I'm fully Chinese.
Yeah.
So even though we're both different and we probably have very different traditions, it was very similar.
Yeah.
And we crossed over a lot of different similarities. And we thought, hey, you know what? Can't be the only ones. I'm sure there are loads of people out there that can relate.
It's so true. And, like just feeling it out, putting feelers out there. People are relating. I feel like they are, and hopefully we can reach out to a wider audience.
Yeah, exactly.
Everyone wants someone they can relate to.
Absolutely. And I suppose also needed to say that this is our opinion. This is everything that we've experienced and our experiences. So, it's not, we're not putting it out there as if this is the be all and end all. This is how it is. This is how culture is. This is how living in a Western world is. This is just our experiences, our opinions, what we grew up with. So how does Spill the Cha come out? Why Spill the Cha?
Because it is like spilling the cha, right?
It is.
It is.
So living...
cha is like... Actually, again, it was another common word between us. That it was like a similarity we figured out. So cha is tea in Punjabi as well as...
in the Chinese industry, in Mandarin, it's cha as well. So being Western, we say spill the tea. Yeah. But we just changed it to Spill the Cha.
Exactly. And we both love our cha. We drink a lot of cha. We really do. Need to cut back on that. That's
I know. Yeah. Having a cup of tea now.
Yeah, I know.
Yorkshire tea. Big up Yorkshire.
Yep. That was that's when I knew I loved you, Susan.
It's true. She came to my house and I was like, "You want a tea?" And she goes, "Yeah." I pulled out my Yorkshire tin and you were like, "That's how I know you're my friend."
Yeah. You gotta have good tea if I'm around you. If you have rubbish tea, that's it. I'm sorry. I can't be friends with you. I will walk out that door and I will turn around. That's it.
Can't come back in.
Done. But no.
So growing up, you were born in London?
Yeah. So I was born in Greenwich. Brought up in southeast London, borderline Kent, Greater London, wherever you want to call it. Very, very different to where you grew up, actually.
Yeah, so I grew up on the complete opposite side of the river from you.
Yeah.
Born abroad, though. I'm born in Malaysia myself.
Yeah.
But grew up in North London. And oddly enough, we've now switched.
Yes, we have indeed.
You've taken control of North and I've gone South.
Exactly. It's actually quite weird how we've done that switch, but also the experience is so different.
Yeah.
I mean... I think growing up in North would have been nicer because it would have allowed me to embrace my culture more. Whereas growing up where I did, like, I was embarrassed to be an Asian,
No.
Yeah. Like,
you were?
Yeah, I was. It was like, I was a bit of a token English girl.
Why? Why were you embarrassed to be Asian?
Because I grew up with 5 different, like, there was 5 Indians in my entire school. And
they're predominantly
English.
Okay.
Caucasian. Right. Maybe a couple of black people, maybe one Chinese person, I think. Okay. Like, it was Caucasian all out. I don't think it was nice enough, but
did you feel different?
Of course I did.
Okay.
And like you feel different, you're different, and it's kind of like, when your parents rock up to school and your mum's wearing like traditional clothing, you're kind of like, oh,
that's her.
Run.
Hi, Mum.
Yeah, well, no, it wasn't a case of that. It was like, head down, run.
Okay.
Don't look around you. And then, and also cooking. It was like, when you're cooking. and that used to be the bane of my life. Even now sometimes, I'm not gonna lie to you, it's like when mum's cooking, we're all just like close the doors, because that is gonna stink. Our clothes are gonna smell, our hair's gonna smell. It is a very potent smell. And then and then you go to school and people are like, oh, you smell like curry. Thanks, hadn't noticed.
Had that last night, thanks very much.
No, exactly. I don't hate, but no, but obviously over the years, the Asian culture, like, people become more diverse and it's become more norm. But again, like moving up to West London, I've realized like people over there really embrace their culture, and it's so integrated. Like in comparison to down here, it's incredible the difference actually. I mean, I look at kids over there and they're very, very integrated into their culture. They can speak their languages. They know where they come. The culture is very strong.
And you didn't find that when you were growing up down here?
No, not at all. I mean, like my friends always call me a token white girl, to be honest.
Interesting.
Yeah. So, but it's just the way we grew up.
Yeah.
And I've got to say, like, our religion and culture, it wasn't really like, there were certain aspects and elements of it that were enforced on us. Who we're going to marry, what we wear, who we're allowed to go out with. You're not going to anyone's birthday parties, sleepovers, forget about it. It's not happening. You want to sleep at your cousin's house. That's your sleepover, that's your slumber party. But in terms of everything else, like places we eat, where we sit, where we talk, all that kind of stuff, like it was very, very westernized. And I think it's come before. I guess I was in that. So my brother and that are all older, so they're first generation, and I kind of come, because there's like a good 10, 12 year gap between me and them, and my older cousins as well. So they became that kind of cushion between the parents and me. And then obviously then their kids came along, so now I'm that cushion between the kids and them. So I kind of fell into that. I was raised by my parents, but my brother and that, the siblings,
it's very family oriented.
Yeah, it's very
right?
family oriented, and they had more of a say. So I kind of like grew up more with them, and they've already evolved more. Yeah. So
I suppose it's I don't know. I think it's very similar yet different for me. I did grow up being maybe the minority of the majority of the people in my class. Again, they were very European, very Caucasian. I did have a mixture of things. Sorry, not things, people. But
we can call them things. It's all right.
You can call them things. Yeah, things.
I know.
Sorry, take it back.
So yeah, thing one, thing two. It wasn't us. Dr. Seuss made that up. That was not us.
Exactly. Yeah. But I think I never really felt ashamed, I suppose. I felt different. I looked different. I suppose culture, yes. Food as well for me. When we cook things, it's very different in what we eat. I did get picked on by some of that, of appearances, I'd say. But I think my dad is a little bit mixed in with the Western world, so I don't think I've fully felt different. But in terms of physical attributes, I think very different, especially the way we look. A lot of teasing for the eyes, a lot of teasing for the way we speak. But no, I think North is, I suppose, very different to how you experience South. But saying that, coming down South now, I've only been here for coming up to 4 years. It is very different to North. You talk about even bringing your culture down South. It's so different because you do feel quite excluded down here. I don't know. That's how I feel.
I mean, even I've been living in West London for 2.5 years now. And even when I come down here, you can see the difference. Like, you know, the caliber of people as well. Like, it's just, I go to Blue Water, I've never seen so many, like, you know, Caucasian faces. It's like, oh, yeah. Whereas when I'm in West London, it's completely, you know, multicultural, multiracial, every shade, every, you know, every background you could possibly think of. And I love that. I genuinely love London for being the most culturally diverse city, I believe, in the world.
Yeah, and full exposure to everything that you can experience and witness and build as knowledge to other cultures. And I know, I completely agree. I do, though, keep a lot of my cultural traditions growing up, or what was instilled upon me, like things such as, I mean, every house I go into, I'd have to take off my shoes.
Oh, hell yeah.
And people look at me thinking, no, it's okay, keep them on. I'm like, no, I'll take them off.
Yeah, and you better be doing the same thing when you come to my house. Follow my lead.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't like this whole like wearing shoes in the house thing. But actually, saying that, when we were younger, we used to do it actually. When we were younger, it was fine. It was normal. Then only when we got older, we were like, actually, like, my parents never did. But again, like, they never... Did they say it? I can't even remember. They probably did, and I didn't listen to them. But, you know, but then again, we grew up in shops. We had shops. So it was like in, out, up, down, everywhere.
Oh,
so it
was
was
another stereotype. What shops did you have?
Just, you know, typical Asian. That's when you know you're Asian and you've grown up in off licenses.
Hey, typical Chinese when you know you've grown up in a Chinese takeaway.
We are just, you know, the typical Asian cliches. We are the cliches of them. But it's all right. We embraced it. We're cool.
Yeah, maybe work harder, you know, customer service, running around.
Yeah.
Taking orders.
Yeah.
Chicken chow mein, chicken fried rice.
Well, it's better than you packies. Go home. Seriously.
You didn't.
We did. I grew up, because obviously our shop was in a predominantly white area. Ignorance everywhere. I remember, I lived there until we were probably like 14. I was 14, moved there when I was 6. And, you know, there's a pub next door. The amount of times people would just come in drunk and then just be racist towards my mum and dad and like smash up bottles. And, you know, there was always something going on.
Wow.
But yeah, it's, But I still never really felt the racism though. I mean, even though it was that, but you just thought, they're just drunk idiots. Yeah. And I guess I was sheltered from a lot of it as well. But I think, I just I've always just fitted into that whole other world. So I've never really, because you know how people say when they go for like job interviews and all that kind of thing, they're like, oh, we really feel the racism, or we really feel, you know, that we don't belong, or they're judging us from our background. Yeah. I've never felt like that.
Yeah, no, me too. I've never felt that way either.
Yeah, but, you know, I've had friends that have.
Oh, completely agree. I have friends who work within HR as well, and the company has told them, I will not name the company, they have told them that, look, read through the CVs and eliminate those who are of a certain ethnic background, because we either have too much, or we want to represent more of this, we don't want to have even as shallow as an accent come in, you know. So I know that there are very, very, very serious issues with HR going on with ethnicity.
Well, yeah, I mean, even I've worked in a place before where, you know, I was part of the HR team, and one of the managers was being openly racist in front of me. I was like, well, actually, you know what? If you're being like that in front of me, and I've only been here 2 weeks, what are you going to be like about me behind my back? Yeah. Obviously, I couldn't stay there. I couldn't stay working there. It's not going to happen. But I guess you just can't change some people's mentality. And you know what? And that's just ignorance, isn't it? Yeah, so they might swear blind that they're not racist, so they can say it. But actually, no, you can't. You really can't. Like, that's not okay. And yeah, but I don't know. I guess it is what it is. But I feel like it's evolving over time now.
I agree.
Brexit probably begs to differ, but that's another subject. Yeah, let's not go into that one. But you know, I feel like as a country, the UK is evolving.
Yeah, and I think as individuals as well, we evolve through our own experiences, and we build our own almost our own culture.
Yes.
And we take what we want from our existing culture, what was instilled upon us, and then we adapt it to wherever we are.
Yeah.
And almost create our own new wave, really. And to be honest, it's getting culture is getting diluted as we go on, right? Because I feel like my nieces and all the next generation below me, they don't really carry on some of the things or traditions that we have taken on.
Yeah.
And vice versa. We don't take on what our elder brothers or uncles or aunties take on as well. So it's really changing, I find.
You want to talk about creating your own culture, yeah?
Yeah.
Creating your own culture. That's what it's about. It's about creating your own culture.
Exactly.
And that is what is happening. I mean, I'm probably the biggest advocate for this. And, you know, I haven't followed any of the like family norms, I guess. I've always kind of been the one that's like, nah, I don't want to do it this way. I'm going to do it this way. I don't want to go to uni when I'm supposed to go to uni. I want to do it later on in life.
Yeah.
You know, like it's always been, I've always kind of like broken that status quo and that kind of broken out of that cycle of like conforming. Yeah. You know, I don't fall into, I'm all about creating your own culture.
And the thing is, that's okay.
It's
okay to create your own culture. It's okay to be yourself and what you want to take on for it. To an extent, of course, as long as you're respectful of your parents and your heritage and your culture, but it's your life.
Yeah, I respect my culture. As you do.
Yeah.
But the thing is, we've grown up in the Western world, right? So it's integrating the two, and like, you know, there's certain things that our families are expected from us, and be like, oh, this is so wrong. Yeah. You know, like for instance, my mom, every time I eat meat, she's like, oh, it just makes me feel sick. I'm like, dude, I'm not a bad person. Yeah.
I did not know that.
Did you not know that?
I didn't.
She's strictly vegetarian. Why do you think we've got 2 kitchens in our house, Susan? There's no meat allowed in that small kitchen.
I had no idea, but she's feeding me such yummy food, and I didn't even know she couldn't eat it.
Yeah, she doesn't eat meat. Yeah. When I was old enough to cook here, my mum stopped cooking meat because I was old enough to cook it myself. She, like, that was it. It was game over for all of us. Then my dad and my brother had to put up with my cooking. So,
which is bomb.
Oh, thanks, Ryan. I don't know. I'll take that. I don't praise myself for a lot, but you know what?
You take cooking.
I'll take cooking. Only because I just love food.
I know. We're both foodies, aren't we?
We are massive foodies. Yeah. Oh, God. Let's not talk about food. I'm a bit stuffed now from lunch, and, you know, there you go. But anyway, going back to our creating your own culture.
Do you still keep any of, like, the traditions that were passed down from your parents? Because your parents were born in India?
Yeah, they're born in India. They came over when they were quite young.
So you're the first wave to kind of settle here in...
But that's what I was saying to you. Like, I feel like I'm... So, okay, so you got 1.0. Yeah, I'm 1.5.
Okay.
Because, like, you've got my brother and that are older. And then, so they were, like, the first wave.
Yeah.
And then you've got me that came, like... So my eldest cousin's, 19 years older than me or something like that. And, like, my brother is 10 years older than me. My sister's 12 years older than me. So I came after that. So they kind of raised me as well. You know, so I guess I got a bit of both, but it was more those guys.
Yeah,
really.
so you're very similar. I mean, it's shocking how similar we are, but I'm the same. So my sister's 10 years older than me.
Yeah.
So it was very much...
Well, actually, they're both exactly 10 years older than us. We're both in the same year.
Exactly the same year. We're born in the same year. So, yeah, I agree. I was brought up with my sister being sister/parent as well. So it is very different, even though we are both the same line.
Yeah.
We see things very differently because even though I was born in Malaysia, I came to London when I was very young, whereas my sister had 10 years before me in Malaysia. So again, little differences in the way we think and the way we see things culturally and what we've brought with us as well.
Yeah, I think, I see that. I mean, because it's the same with me, my siblings, especially my brother. He's quite, you know, strict in his ways in terms of like following culture. And like, he's chill at the same time. He gets it. I guess, he gets it both ways, but he is still more traditional than I am. Mm-hmm. But I think it is down to the age gap, and obviously me being a lot younger than him, and
also I think just individual personalities, right?
Yeah.
So I think some things he takes on some things you don't agree with, and vice versa. You both have differences and similarities.
Yeah, it's true. I'm saying that actually there's some things in terms of like culture that I take on and he doesn't.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he'll be like, nah. I'll be like, no, we have to do this. This is what you do. Again, it's just installed in me from my mum, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's just things that naturally you kind of pick up on. Yeah.
So you still hold quite strong traditional...
I do. I mean, I do. My values and principles and my morals will always stay strong. Mm-hmm. Like, you know, I think they are what made me the person I am today. Mm-hmm. They gave me the strength to be the person I am today. So I would never lose that. Okay. But in terms of all the other stuff, you know, who you marry, living out, moving out and all that kind of stuff when, you know, out of marriage and all that kind of stuff, I've done it. You know, I did it the normal way. It didn't work for me. So you know what? Now I'm going to do it my way.
Yeah, you've trial and tested loads of different other things. And you figure out what's working for you.
Exactly. It's all about trial and error, people. And it's about doing what's good for you and what, you know, what makes you happy and what works for you. You know, because like at the end of the day, we have one life. Live your best life.
Live it well.
Yeah. Live your best life every day.
No regrets, right?
No, YOLO.
Exactly.
YOLO.
That's it. I suppose with me, I still hold quite a few of them. Things like a lot of the basic kind of deep, hearty traditions, like respecting your elders and things like that, and you know, valuing what you have and having certain beliefs. I think those are always the foundation of what our parents try to teach us. But I think the minor things, like you said, dating and who you want to be with, it is difficult to shift away from the norm, but it helps us that we live in a Western society. So I think we've got a little bit more of an edge that way because our parents understand that from where they live.
Yeah. We also have less of a picking, just saying.
Exactly. There you go.
Because, you know, for Asians, it has to be, you have to be the same religion. You have to be the same caste. And, like, God forbid you marry someone lower than you.
That, to me, is like a whole different world, which we will talk later on in another episode, which is really interesting. So please stay tuned for that. But it's a whole different world when it comes to the whole dating and the marriage experience.
It's headache.
Especially in the Indian culture.
Yeah, it's headache. Too much ag. Who needs that? YOLO, single life, forever.
So in terms of like spill the char, what's the message that we want to put out to people?
We want to empower you Asians out there.
Yes.
You know, we want you to feel like it's okay. It's okay to do you. It's okay to create your own culture. It doesn't make you a bad person. You know, it's not about just because our parents did it a certain way. There's no manual to, you know, being an adult. Our parents are doing the best they can. Like, they're just doing what their parents taught them. You know, like if we're adults now, we're still kind of winging it. Our parents are winging it too, you know, and they're just teaching us what they know. And, you know, it's up to us to, like, you know, obviously we're more educated, we've got, you know, wellness, well-being, all that kind of stuff. It plays such an important part now, and it's so prominent in, you know, everyday life.
Yeah.
And I feel like it makes us more self-aware about who we are and what we want and what's right for us and what's right in general. So, you know, again, it's about evolving. And we want you guys to know that it's okay to evolve. It's okay to do you, and it's okay to live your best life. It, you know, it's not about conforming. If you conform, it doesn't mean you're a good girl, good boy. No one's going to come and give you a pat on the back, or an award for being a good person when you're actually miserable.
Exactly.
That's about being happy.
I think that's it. I think it's happiness at the end of the day, and almost creating a life that you yourself want to live and leave eventually with no regrets.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it doesn't matter where you are in the world. I mean, if you are the majority or you're in the minority, I think you are an individual.
Yeah.
And as an individual, you are going to create your own path and your own values and beliefs and instill that into your children. And then your children are going to create their own, and they're going to instill it to theirs, and and it's going to continue to go on. So I think the only thing you can do is take control of your own life, make what you want out of it, because at the end of the day, you're the only one living it.
Exactly. Preach, sister.
Right? And it doesn't matter that you think, oh, this is the way I'm supposed to be. Because to be honest, a lot of us Asians think that we have to be a certain way to kind of respect the traditions and our parents and things like that. And by all means, we are not saying do not respect your parents, but it's okay to have your own opinion.
It's okay to have your own opinion, but you know what? Explain it to them.
Yeah.
You know, like respect them enough to sit down to them and explain to them what's going on and why you're making this decision, and like, you know, how it works for you and how it makes you happy, whatever.
Yeah.
Then they will understand. I mean, they're gonna come across like they're pissed off at first, but they get it in the end. Like in the end, they'll get that. They'll get there. It's just different. It's different for them, isn't it? You know, they're changing their whole perspective and everything they've known. The whole world is changing.
Yes.
But you know, parents, they're resilient. They evolve. It's all good.
Yeah, and not only explain it to your parents, but also explain it to yourself as well. Because you might be thinking, oh my goodness, I'm the only one feeling this. But the truth is you're not. You're not the only one feeling certain things and going through certain obstacles in your life that you think are going against what your cultural norm should be. Yeah. But that's the whole point of it. The whole point of it is to understand it and to kind of break it down and work for you.
100%. And that comes down to the whole Asian facade, isn't it?
Yeah,
exactly. That's what we're here to do. Break down that facade.
Break down the Asian norm, break down the facade to kind of untell the whole complications of the Asian culture.
We're going to teach everyone to unlearn.
Get your backpacks and your stationery ready. We're going back to school.
I always keep saying to my nephew, my map. Come on, people, we're all going to mind map this.
Yeah, so that's basically Spill the Char, and we hope you can come on the journey with us and just hopefully relate to something that we say.
Yeah, and obviously, if there's any topics that you guys want us to cover, happily do it. You know, we want you to be involved in this as well. We don't want it to be just us two talking on the mic with our cups of tea. You know,
lovely Yorkshire
shouting at Dom every now and again behind the scenes. But you know, we want you guys to be involved in this,
and we're excited. We're excited to kind of discuss it amongst everybody else and see what everyone's opinion is. Because to be honest, we're all in the same boat, but we're all living our different lives.
Exactly,
and that's the wonder of it all.
It is
cool.
indeed.
So thank you very much for joining us on our very first episode.
I know, got there in the end.
Yay! So please do keep watching and listening to us. Any closing words?
I'm good. I talk a lot, so it's best not to say that.
Well, that's good. We're doing a podcast. Huh? That's good. We're doing a podcast.
Yeah, I know, it's true.
Thank you very much, and we hope to see you soon. So
stay tuned
for our next one.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.